All right, D, let's go with, this is 6.5. Yeah, 6.5. This is last lesson before, like our test is like a week from today. Okay. Now, 6.5 is probably going to take us Monday and Tuesday to finish up. Okay. So I'm starting basically with the first 10 or so problems with it. Now, all of it is just what it says here. You're solving trig equations. Okay. So what you're really trying to do here, when you solve a trig equation, you don't necessarily isolate x, but instead you isolate sine x or cosine x or tangent x or whatever you have. Now, if you notice in this one, it's already isolated it. Okay, so really what you do, all you have to do is look on your unit circle and find out, well, where is the cosine negative 1/2? Okay, so where would that be? 2 pi over 3. Okay, so we get x to be 2 pi over 3. Now, most of them are going to have two solutions. Okay, where else is the cosine negative 1/2? Yeah, 4 pi over 3. Okay, now the thing is, there's really infinitely many solutions to them. Okay, that's just two solutions. So look at this part right here where it says give a general formula for all solutions by using angles in the interval from 0 to 2 pi and adding multiples of some integer n. Okay, now the thing is, 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3 would only be the answers that fall on the unit circle, which is from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, but we could keep going around the circle, couldn't we? Okay, so what we're going to say here is the general answer, or the general formula is what we call that. You could do 2 pi over 3, but then how could you get back to 2 pi over 3? How could you get to the same spot from there by adding what? Or 2 pi. So we could add 2 pi to that, and that would still be an answer, wouldn't it? Now the thing is, we could add multiples of 2 pi. We could do it multiple times, right? So that's what we're going to say, 2 pi times n. Does that make sense? Okay. And so our other general formula here would be the 4 pi over 3. So you say 4 pi over 3 plus 2 pi n. Yes, because you have two solutions from 0 to 2 pi. So you have two general formulas to give right there. Now, and the other way to look at this is, what's the period for the cosine graph? 2 pi. Okay, so guess what? Guess what happens if you solve a tangent equation? Instead of saying plus 2 pi n, you just say plus pi n. Because tangent and cotangent, the period is just pi. Okay, all right, let's look at another one. Now this is one. Okay, so remember, we don't want to isolate x. We just want to isolate sine x. Okay, so I'm sure y'all could probably figure out how to do that. Add square root of 3. Okay, so we can get 2 sine x equals square root of 3 and divide by 2. Okay, so now we got it isolated. So sine x equals square root of 3 over 2. Now, right, where is sine square root of 3 over 2? Pi over 3. Okay, so x equals pi over 3. And make sure you're right there. Yeah, 2 pi over 3. All right, y'all see where I'm getting those angles at? Okay, off my unit circle. Now, that would be the solutions that fall in between the interval 0 to 2 pi. See where that part is there? See? They fall in between 0 and 2 pi. Now, but for a general formula, how are we going to have to do that? We're going to say what? Yeah, 2 pi n. Okay? And then 2 pi over 3 plus 2 pi n. And you might see occasionally, a lot of ways some textbooks do, they don't use n, but they use k. So I might slip up and say 2 pi k every once in a while. Okay, 2 pi n, 2 pi k, same difference. All right. All right, let's look at this one. Now notice this one has two signs in it, right? So what do you think we need to do there? Get them together. All right, so how about this? Let's take these two values and swap them. Does that make sense? So that would give me 9 sine theta and minus 7 sine theta equals -1. And this is exactly what you would think it would be. 9 sine theta minus 7 sine theta would be 2 sine theta. Okay, now what? By 2. So we get sine theta equals -1/2. And I think that's kind of like the one that we started with, isn't it? Okay. So where is the sine of theta equal to -1/2? All right, yeah. So 7 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. Okay, now let's look. Now it doesn't, the directions are a little bit different than the last one, aren't they? Okay, now it says find all solutions. Okay, now, it does say type your answer in terms of n there. I didn't catch that. Okay, now, so is this all the solutions? No, these are the solutions that just fall in between 0 and 2 pi. Okay, so all the solutions would be what, this plus a multiple of 2 pi. So how do we say a multiple of 2 pi? 2 pi n. Okay, those are my two answers. Okay, now, and that covers all of them because of the plus 2 pi n. Now, you may have some questions that only ask for the solutions between 0 and 2 pi. If I ask you for the solutions between 0 and 2 pi and not all the solutions, what would you say then? Right, right, just that and just that, right? Okay. All right, now,